Well, hello again. I told you in my last video that it would have been my birth vlog the next time that I pick up the camera, and that is just not the case. I had assumed I'd be in labor by now, or I would have had a reason to be induced, and thankfully everything's healthy, but baby boy is still not here. I am still very, very pregnant. I wasn't gonna film, I was gonna wait till the birth vlog, but I feel like the past week, there has been some stuff going on, some life stuff, some pregnancy stuff that some of you guys might like to know. So we're just gonna sit here, do some hip circles on a birth ball, wiggle this baby out, and do some more laundry because, you know, trying to keep up with that. But this past week, I feel like a lot has happened, but also nothing has happened. It's been a week full of red raspberry leaf tea, a week full of wearing the same 3 or 4 outfits that fit me at the moment, and just survival and antsiness, I would say, and analyzing every single symptom. However, to get you guys caught up, as you know, I was doing some like little induction methods, like at-home methods, just nothing crazy, just the red raspberry leaf tea, the mile circuit I did once, some curb walking, some like labor stretches, some things like that, but nothing like too out there. And that all came to a halt. William got sick, which I had mentioned, but he got like super sick. We ended up in the ER one night and it just was not a good time. So I'm so thankful this baby decided to not come during that time period, and this baby must have sensed it wasn't time to come. Not only do I not want to bring a newborn into a house full of sickness, but William was so upset, only wanted mom, and like if I was in labor and, you know, family members had to deal with it, it just would not have been a good time. Not that it was a good time, but you know what I mean. So now that William is pretty much back to 100%, it's like, okay, go time again, right? So just the past like 2 days, I've been kind of starting those induction methods again. And I did a couple other things too. Let's chat some symptoms, labor signs, whatever. I'm not going to re-go over the ones that I already told you about, just so you guys aren't bored. You guys can check out all those videos. I'll link them up above if you're curious. But some new ones, it's really mainly one thing that has kind of been progressing. I'd say, let's see, 4 nights ago, I had my usual like mild period cramping, in the evening, which has been going on for a week or two, honestly. But it normally dies out like after an hour or so. And then I just go to bed and I don't feel anything. Well, about 4 nights ago, it was like that the entire evening, like the whole night actually into the morning. So I was like, ooh, little progress there. Then the following night, it was even more, you know, like not necessarily, it didn't hurt, but it was stronger cramping. So I'm like, okay, progress. Then the following night, I don't want to necessarily call them contractions, but it was like pelvic pressure in a contraction form, like in a wave. There we go, in a wave. So this is also laying down because I've had a lot of like pressure downward the past couple weeks. Baby has been so down in there since that ultrasound at like, was it 36 weeks? The ultrasound tag was like, whoa, I haven't seen a baby this low in a very long time. And that was a month ago at this point. So he's been low. I've had so much pressure, but you know, the majority of the time it's when I'm sitting or standing that I really notice it. But I was laying in bed and it was so interesting because I felt the downward pressure, but I'm laying in bed, felt the downward pressure grow, and then kind of ease off, pretty much like a contraction would. And I was like so pumped. And that actually happened 4 or 5 times in the span of an hour. So I was like, sweet. Not that I thought I was going to labor, but I was like, cool, like another night of progression, you know? So then the next day is when I kind of decided, William's better, I'm much better. Let's go ahead and start these induction methods again. Started using my birth ball again. some curb walking, just making sure I was moving about, because honestly last week I didn't do that much because William just wanted to cuddle on the couch. That's what he wants to do when he's sick, and I don't blame him. So I just was like getting back to my normal speed of doing things, and all those induction things I was doing. But I also added in the evening primrose oil little capsule. And what I did was I made sure everything was sterile, my hands were clean, blah, 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 blah. And I poked a little hole with a needle in the capsule, and then I stuck it up in there. And I wore a pad, so if any like dripped out, which honestly none dripped out that first night. That is just supposed to help soften and ready your cervix for labor. Some people say it puts you into labor, like it can induce you. Some just say it helps prep your cervix, so you can have like an easier, faster labor when the time comes. And so like, regardless of what it does, like, let's just try. Like, I'm at this point, I'm ready. I'm ready. We're almost to the due date. So I did that. And that evening I was woken up almost every hour, hour and a half from a contraction. So I had cramping that was consistent, but then like a contraction would actually wake me up. I remember waking up and I'd be like, okay, Elena, like if this is labor, you need to go back to sleep, because you don't know if the next time you wake up is going to be the last time. Like, you've got to be awake. So I did that, but when it was time to wake up in the morning, they were gone. And I was like, no, 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 no. So I was so hopeful that the next night, which was last night, was going to progress even further, because I just already seen progression every night, literally. Yeah. Okay. I love you. Have fun. Can you close the door when you're done? All right, William needed me. Anyway, I assumed that there would be progression last night, and I was like, cool, let's go into labor and have a due date baby, okay? Because it's actually like, what is it, 5% of babies are born on their due date or something? It's like actually a pretty low number. But, do I need it again? No, it was just a noise. Okay. But that was not the case. I did the primrose oil thing again, and absolutely no cramping, no contractions, absolutely nothing last night. And I was like, slept really well, but so annoying. So now here we are. It's my due date. Still awaiting, which is fine. He's going to come when he wants to come. I am just so worried he's going to be huge because he's been measuring big. So I'm just like, you know, it's just that little bit of worry, especially because I tore so bad last time. I'm just like, if he's big, like I'm going to tear again. I'm just getting in my head. So I'm trying not to think about it. Is what it is. My body and my baby know when like he needs to come, essentially. So there's that. Will actually decided to work from home today because, well, one, he woke up and it was like storming like crazy outside. He's like, I don't really want to drive in this. It's cleared up now. But also every time he goes into work, like the past week or two, his whole team is like, why are you here? There's no baby yet, you know? So they've just like kind of been expecting him not to be there. His workload is pretty chill right now. He honestly was like, this is the best week for me to take off to have a baby. Like, he's like, this is the slowest week of my entire career so far. And of course, no baby yet. So he's just been working from home. He's with William right now though, taking a little break, and he might honestly take a long lunch, use a PTO hour or two and go to the library with us, go have lunch, and then come back and work some more in the afternoon. So that's kind of the plan for our day. I just wanted to chit chat with you guys, get you caught up. So like when I do start the birth vlog, you're not like, oh, it's been 3 weeks since we chatted. Oh, God, please don't make me wait 2 more weeks. We'll hang out a little bit today, and then I'll probably check in with you guys tomorrow after my 40-week appointment. Let you guys know what's going on there. They do have me scheduled for an NST, an ultrasound, and then my normal appointment. The NST and ultrasound are just kind of like, just to make sure everything's good because I am full term. No real reason, but honestly, if he's measuring like super big, I might be like, can I please get induced? And I don't want to be induced. You guys know that's like the last thing I want, but you just have to weigh your options and go from there. Elective inductions, they don't do till 41 weeks. But if the doctor like agrees, obviously that's not really an elective induction. They would induce me. So we'll see. And the doctor I'm seeing is one that I actually had for all of William's pregnancy. So he knows me. Our schedule just has not been working this pregnancy very much, but he's pretty chill and like pretty good about listening to people, I feel like, and how they are feeling. So there's that. I feel like I talked way longer than I had expected, but I'm going to finish this up and get on with our day. Hopefully you guys are doing well. There's been a lot of sweet comments about you all like wishing me luck and like waiting for updates and all of that. So thank you for that. Thank you for those who have been watching for a long time. And like, you've been so sweet. Like every time I feel like, why am I doing this? I'm talking to no one. You guys pop up and remind me that some of you really care. And so just thank you. Thank you for that. It is appreciated.
I'm walking down the street on clouds instead of the concrete I'm dancing through. Everything's about to come my way. Nothing can ruin my day. No matter what anyone does or say, I smile at fools. No, I don't care, cause I am on my way up. And I won't stop, I won't slow down. Steady on my feet, I'm gonna rise up. No, I won't stop, it is my time. Cause I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like when nothing goes your way. So I'm gonna let myself enjoy the fruit from this lucky day. Yeah, I am on my way.
Alright guys, we have some updates. Well, sort of. I have things to tell you. Why am I sitting outside? I don't know, because it's actually really hot, but I'll try and make this semi-quick. Last night I woke up around like 2:30 with some actual like contractions that felt more intense than the previous nights that I talked to you guys about, but they ended up dying down after like an hour or so, and they never came back, which was a bummer. But I was like, hey, my body is doing something every night, so that's a win. And I went into my appointment today thinking hopefully I'm like, you know, at least 2 centimeters or something more would be great. The ultrasound went well, heartbeat was good, everything like checked all the boxes, she said. And when I asked about how big he was, they're like, oh, we actually don't measure this far along because it's very inaccurate at this point. And I'm like, I thought that was the whole point of me getting an ultrasound today, but whatever. I was just like, I want to know, because if he was 7 pounds, like what, 3 weeks ago? I don't know, it just worries me. But also she said that's why they don't do it too, because it can freak some moms out, which probably would freak me out. So I guess it's better to not know. And then I did my NST, which he was moving all over the place. So it was kind of hard to get like a consistent reading. So I had to sit there for longer than normal. But my NST was actually way different than last time. So with William, I had one and they had me strapped up to the 2 monitors, one doing the heartbeat and one doing my contractions. And then I had like a little push button and I would push every time I felt him move. This time, they didn't do the push button. Not sure why. Maybe because I am not like high risk. This was just like a checkup because of I've passed my due date. But that was interesting. And he was moving so much that I had to like physically hold the heartbeat monitor and like press it down. And then kind of like move it around if he would move a lot. So anyway, the NST results were fine, minus him just being a little wiggler. The doctor's like, wow, you got a dancer. I'm like, yeah, he'll fit in with his brother. But then I go in to see the doctor, tell him about the contractions I've been having at night. He's like, oh, that's promising. We talked about my induction, which is now scheduled for next week. He's like, I highly doubt you'll make it there, but it's on the books if you need it in a week. And he asked if I was interested in a membrane sweep. And I said, you know, I'm kind of like on the edge, but I think, yeah, I'll go ahead and go through with it if we can. He's He's like, okay, let's just see. So he started checking me and I just saw his face drop. He's like, I'm so sorry, but you are pretty much completely closed. And I was like, are you kidding? He's like, you might be like half a centimeter, but you know, not really. And he's like, cervix is still way up there. And I already knew that you can't really do membrane sweeps unless you're like 1 or 2 centimeters, because they have to like be able to get up there. But he's like, I can't do a sweep, but I can like try and get to it, you know? He's like, so is that okay? I said, do whatever you can. So he actually used the word, I can try and hook it, whatever that means. So he just stuck his whole hand up there pretty much and massaged my cervix to try and get things going. I have been pretty crampy since then, so who knows. But at this point I'm like, oh, hi.
I was like, who are you talking to?
Will's home. People. Lost my train of thought. I was like, who's in my house? He just locked me out. You just locked me out. What a stinker. I think that's actually the end of the update. I totally lost my train of thought. But yeah, super fun stuff over here. We're just waiting. Really, really hoping he comes before my induction, because not only do I not want to be induced, like you guys know, but we are just ready. Like, we're so antsy. We're so antsy over here. So I've just been having so many people text me literally on the daily. I probably have like just so many people like, baby yet? I'm like, I would tell you. Anyway, I'm gonna go inside. It's hot. I'll see you guys in the next vlog, which next time I pick up this camera, I better be in labor. Let me just say that.
I won't slow down. Yeah, I am on my way.